Recording is in progress and let's start. Let's jump right in. Mary.
Yes, hi Katja.
Hi.
While I'm thinking of it, you will be missed this summer, but I'm thrilled to hear that you're traveling. So I
Thank you.
hope your travels are wonderful. I'd like to release, I think, on sadness. This morning, I'm continuing to have some health struggles, and it seems like I can't get my medication right. And I know you guys don't, do any medical stuff. I've got medical doctors for that. I just would like to release on the frustration, the sadness, because it seems like I vacillate between either having panic attacks with this, and either that or just such severe tiredness I just can't even hardly function. And it's just been ongoing for so long. I would just love to release on I think it's really sadness at this point. I've been frustrated with things before, but I feel just sad about where I am in my life, and then I just can't do hardly anything. And I'd like to let that go.
Yes. So would you, for the moment, just allow yourself to pause and be?
Yeah.
And would you just notice the sadness or any other feeling that's here now?
Yeah. It's sadness. There is still frustration. Yeah. Too.
Yes.
And some anger. And now that I think about it, just
Yes.
angry at, where I'm at in my life.
So would you welcome all the sense that there is something wrong with the way things are?
Yeah.
And would you welcome all the wanting to change that?
Oh, yeah.
And just for now, could you let go of wanting to change anything?
As much as I possibly can. Yeah.
Yes, that's enough. And would you be open to the possibility that things might work out just well, even though it doesn't necessarily look that way right now?
Yeah, I could be open to that.
And would you allow yourself to be guided and supported, whatever the life brings you?
Yeah.
And then would you notice how the feelings, sadness, frustration, anger, anything else, how they are just something that's arising this moment, or were rising a moment ago?
Yeah.
And would you allow that energy to move on as best you can?
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you notice and focus on the peace that is already here?
Yeah.
Good. And would you allow yourself to focus more on the peace than on the energy rising and falling on it.
Yes.
And how does it feel now?
It feels better. It feels better. There's just a lot of comfort in sharing it with a friend, someone who cares and understands, and yeah, it helps to think about welcoming the peace. And what you said earlier too about the possibility, or allowing the thought that, you know, that things will get better even though they don't feel like it or look like it right now. And that helps so much.
Good. Yeah, we definitely don't know what's coming next. We just assume we do. So it's good to be reminded and remind ourselves that the positive outcome is just as likely as the negative one. Often more likely, actually.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Okay. And Sharon.
Hi, Katja. Thanks for the call. And I really appreciate your calls. So I'm just going to say to you, enjoy your travels. Have a nice break before we start. Okay, thank you. Yeah, some of that was resonating for me, what you were doing with Mary. Just feel like for a very long time, I've had a lot going on. All seems quite negative. I do, through doing the Sedona Method, feel that things are shifting. I've been doing it now for nearly two years, and it seems to be shifting stuff. I've got a lot going on. What I would really like some help and support on this call is really to try and clear any blocks around my living situation. I don't have anywhere fixed to live. The housing list just seems impossible. Private rent seems out of reach because it's just tripled the prices in since COVID. I don't feel I'm ready for work at the moment. So I'm just, but where I'm staying with my mum, but even for my mum, it's an issue living here at the moment. We've got new neighbours and there's lots of issues going on, and we both would like to move on from here. Just like opening really to some kind of miracle. And just if you could help me a release around that, please.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So, would you let yourself just notice whatever that situation brings up right now?
Yeah, it brings up a lot of anxiety, a lot of energy in my throat, feeling blocked, like restricted. I think there's a lot of anger going on, the way the neighbours are behaving. Like we've got a communal garden and they're leaving dog poop around and just lots of things that are really disrespectful. And it feels like why we me and my mum are really, like, I think, good people, and I think, well, why are we experiencing this? We just want to move on from here. There's also maintenance issues with the property, and it's not our property, so
yes. So welcome all the frustration.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There's just anger as well.
Yes.
Feeling trapped. Yeah. Feeling like no one cares.
And would you welcome all the wanting to make it different, change it somehow?
Oh yeah, I want to change it so much, yeah.
And has that wanting to change, has that helped?
No, it's keeping us stuck.
So,
yeah.
as best you can, could you let go of wanting to change it?
Yes, I can.
And then would you welcome all the sense that it is up to you? It is your job or task to know what to do next.
Oh yeah, it does feel like that. Yeah, thanks.
And just feel the responsibility, how serious and heavy that feels.
Oh, it does feel heavy. It feels really heavy in my heart. It's really pulling me down.
And then, just for the moment, could you let go of wanting to be the responsible one for this thing?
Yes, I could. Most definitely.
Good. And would you be open to this situation unfolding in a much more positive way than you can see right now?
Oh yes, I can be open to that. Yeah.
And would you be open to new possibilities arising, even though you can't know about them yet?
Yes, I can be open to that. Yeah.
And would you allow yourself to be guided and supported?
I'm open to that. Yes, Katja. Yes, thank you.
And is there still any expecting trouble or planning how things will be hard?
It just feels like I'm shaking as you're saying that, and I just feel like I feel like I'm trying to keep a lid on it. It's like some of the things that the next door neighbor, one of them in particular, has done. I feel I'm not voicing how I feel because I'm not really supposed to be here. But I feel very frustrated about it, and I think there's a concern that I'm really going to blow me top because it feels like anger is building with me. You know, because it's one thing after another that they're doing.
So let's test something I have found really helpful when I'm really, really angry with someone.
Yeah.
So if nobody knew and everybody would be safe,
Yeah.
what would you do? You don't have to share what, but imagine yourself, what would you do to that person, those neighbors? Just allow yourself to enjoy that image.
I'd really like to scream in her face.
Yes. And allow yourself to enjoy that sense of screaming, really expressing that anger.
There's quite some relief in just doing that, Cassia. Thank you. Yeah.
I know. We often think that it's especially if we have a history in the law of attraction, kind of, we think that we shouldn't even think angry thoughts so that we just attract more of it, but it's worse to keep it under the lid. So it's perfectly allowed to scream in your mind as you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's helpful. Thank you. Yeah.
yes. And what do you allow that angry energy just flow out of you into the vast space and peace?
Yes, I can.
And would you be open for the possibility that things, even connected to that neighbor, might resolve much better than you can imagine?
Yes, I'm open to that. Thank you. Yeah.
And what is there now?
There's still quite a bit of shaking going on within me. And a little bit of restriction on my breath. Yeah.
Would you just notice how the shaking is to just what's arising?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And is there any wanting to control it?
possibly, because I do shake a lot. And I suppose sometimes I think, is there something wrong with me for, this happening, I suppose. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do think there's something wrong with me.
So could you let go of judging yourself for that bodily reaction?
Oh my goodness, that's what it is. I'm judging myself just for being in this situation, just for not being without a home.
Mm.
My goodness, yeah. It feels difficult to face that, really, that judgment of myself. Yeah.
Do you notice how difficult that feels?
Yes, I can.
And do you notice the peace that's all around that judgment?
Yes, I can.
And would you notice if there's more of that peace or more of that judgment?
There's more peace now. Thank you, Katja. Yeah.
And would you allow the rest of the judgment to just dissolve into that peace?
Yes, I'm willing to let that all go.
Good. And would you open up to that peace some more?
Oh. Yes, I can.
And still a bit more.
Oh, yes.
And still a bit more.
Yes. I feel so much calmer, thank you. There feels more acceptance in that now of where I am, of my situation, and also probably a bit more trust in that piece that, I will be taken care of and things will unfold. Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Oh, thank you so much, Katja. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Oh.
And Sanjana.
Hi, am
Hi.
I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I want to release on a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick and need to complete my project right now. And it's creating a lot of trauma.
I'm sorry, I'm putting some more volume. I hear you rather poorly, okay? Continue.
Do I need to repeat the
Yes, start from the beginning.
topic for releasing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
I want to release on a problem. I'm feeling sick and need to complete my project right now.
Mm.
And that is creating a lot of trauma.
So you're sick and you need to complete your project. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So could you welcome how that makes you feel this moment?
Yes.
And would you welcome if there's any sense that the situation is bad or wrong or you should fix it?
Yes.
And could you welcome all the wanting to control the situation?
Yes.
And just for now, as best you can, could you let go of wanting to control it?
No.
So would you notice the wanting to control it?
Yes.
And has that helped you to actually control it?
No.
So would you be open to letting the situation be as it is, just for this second? We are not talking about future or the past, just this second now.
Yes.
And would you be open to allowing your body to relax and support it that way in its healing?
Yes.
And would you notice some part of the body that feels this moment quite all right or neutral?
Yes.
And then you notice where the body feels sick or uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's in various different parts.
Mm-hmm. Just notice some of them or one of them.
Hmm. Yeah, the fast breathing is first in touch.
I'm sorry, no, I didn't hear you properly.
the breathing is fast or restless.
Mm-hmm. So what is there now?
Fear.
So how is it feeling this moment? Is it still the same or is it better?
It's a little better.
Good. And would you notice all the wanting to hold on to the sick feeling?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to hold on to it as best you can?
Yes.
And could you be open to the sickness feeling just dissolving and the body healing itself?
Yes.
And would you be open to being guided in getting the project done?
Yes.
And now when you think about getting that project done, how does it feel now?
There is a possibility that I can do it.
Good. And is it good for now, or is there still something you want to release?
It's okay
Good,
now.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck with the project.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, and Lex.
Hi, Katja.
Hi, Lex.
I am feeling really discouraged and depressed about my job search, and it makes me really want to just walk away from it, and I can't afford to do that because I need to find a job.
Yes.
So I would like some assistance releasing around that.
So would you allow yourself first to just be?
Yes.
And then think about your job hunt, job searching, and notice what that brings up.
Yeah, it brings up a lot of hopelessness.
And could you notice how that hopelessness is already allowed?
Yes.
And could you welcome any sense that that hopelessness is right? That it knows what's coming and it's good to feel hopeless because of that?
Yes.
And could you let go of giving your power away to hope?
Yes.
And you welcome any sense that a new job or new possibilities are somehow dependent on what you have done in the past. Meaning that if you have looked for a long time for something and you haven't found it yet, it often feels hopeless. But what if that doesn't matter at all? How long you have done it before?
Well, that stirred up a bunch of turmoil inside.
So is that turmoil allowed and welcomed and accepted?
Yes, it's there. There's, I guess, a lot of wanting to control the situation, and I can't.
Yes. That is usually the case with more or less everything, even though we think with some things that we can control them, but we really don't. So could you let go of wanting to control this thing?
Doesn't seem possible.
And is there any sense that since you don't know how to continue, that means it is hopeless?
Yes.
And could you just notice that has been arising?
Yes.
And could you let go of expecting to feel hopeless again?
I would like to.
So could you welcome all the planning to feel hopeless? Or all the same?
Yeah.
Yes. And does that plan make you feel relaxed and more happy?
No.
So could you let go of that plan?
Yes.
And could you be open to the possibility that the future might turn out much more positive than you can imagine this moment?
Yes.
And would you allow yourself to be guided and supported every step of the way?
Yeah, that would be great.
And would you just let go of expecting the future or the job search to be finished in a certain way or in a certain time frame?
Well, it's the time frame that's getting me because
Mhm.
I'm going to run out of money and I'll lose my apartment.
Yes, I know we often have those timelines, but do you think worrying about that time frame is helping you?
It seems to be making me pretty unhappy.
So would you be open to the timing to be perfect, however it looks?
Yes.
And would you allow yourself to be supported even when the support doesn't look the way the mind would expect?
Yes.
And would you allow yourself to picture a positive outcome?
Yes.
And is there still any sense that it's hard or somehow not easy to get to that picture?
Yeah, I still have a lot of discomfort around my heart.
And is that allowed and accepted?
Yes.
And could it be released?
Yes.
And would you open up to the peace and support and love that is here already?
Yes.
And would you allow the power that is the way to be the actor?
Right, since that's always the actor.
Hmm.
Huh. Yeah.
So what is there now?
It feels lighter and um, it feels like more energy is coming up,
Mhm.
and you know, that I'm can just let it move through and
Mm.
instead of holding on to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And things do change. I know from personal experience that no matter how stuck things can seem, they do change and often for the better. So
Thank you.
best of luck with that. Thank you. And Laura.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Um, so I have had a lot of huge losses over the last 3 years. Financially, people dying, just losing stability and security. And I was the last 6 months or so slowly building myself again to have some stability, financially and potential housing in the future. But there's a woman that I was working with who just died yesterday, which
Yeah.
creates a lot of panic,
Mm.
to say the least. So,
Yes. So would you just allow all those feelings to be here? Just notice how they are and how they feel.
yes,
And would you welcome all the sense that they are overwhelming, or that what has now happened will mean that the past will repeat, that it means trouble for you?
yes,
And just for now, as best you can, could you let a little bit of that go, of that belief, just a sense?
yes,
And would you?
yes.
And when?
No,
And could you let go a little bit more?
yes,
And still a bit more?
yes,
And still a bit more?
Yes.
Good. And then notice if there's any sense or any expectation that the life will be hard again, as hard as it has been.
Yes.
And could you let go of that expectation as best you can?
Yes.
And would you be open to the possibility that even this might work out all right?
Yes.
Good. And would you open up to the help and support that is here already?
Yes. Yeah.
And would you notice the courageousness that is here too?
Yes.
And would you allow peace and courageousness to fill you up?
Yes.
And can you check if the peace, if there's an ending to it or border where that ends and you begin?
I definitely have expectations on how things I wanted things to play out.
Yes. So could you let go of those expectations?
No.
And would you anyway, if you could?
Yes. Yeah.
And would you be open to the possibility that things might work out even better, even though it doesn't look that way right now?
Yes. I've had many miracles in my life.
Excellent. Now, would you be open to the miracles happening again?
Yes.
And would you just allow the peace to be there? Notice it beyond all the thoughts and beliefs and feelings.
Yes.
And would you let go of letting the thoughts to take control over you?
Yeah. Run rampant. Yes.
And especially when something happens really dramatic or unexpected, mind usually rushes in to bring out and point out lots of bad possibilities, but it's actually doing that because it's trying to help. It's trying to keep us safe. So would you just allow yourself to notice the safety that is here too?
Yes.
And from that safety and peace and courageousness, would you just allow the life to unfold and trust
Yes.
all is fine? Yes, you will be
Yeah.
safe. You are safe.
Yeah. Yes.
So what is there now?
So part of my, I was working with her, but I was also restarting my acupuncture practice.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have consistently kind of been questioning if it's what I should be doing, if it's where I should be practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been feeling a lot of anger about not having more choices. The choices I had or perceived I had before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm back working at a wellness center that I worked at 13 years ago, that I purposely left because of their business practices.
Mm.
But it's the door that opened. So that's anyway. So I'm just I think, it's a fear and anger still of the unknowing, of just not being certain of anything.
So could you welcome those?
Yes.
And could you welcome the wanting to know?
Yes.
And just for this moment, could you let go of wanting to know?
No.
And would you welcome the sense that you need to know, that it's important?
Yes.
And what if it wasn't? Would you be open to the possibility that you don't have to know, at least not for a long time in advance, for things to work out?
Yes. That would be peace.
Yes.
Yes.
And would you trust the universe to, or the all to provide you exactly what you need when you need it?
Yes.
And would you say yes to the unfolding, to the miracles?
Yes.
And would you say yes to the courageousness too?
Yes. Yeah.
And would you allow yourself to just face the unfolding, the life, in knowing and trusting that you are being looked after? It's already being taken care of.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes. You're welcome. And Mary Francois.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
At least where I am. I would like to release on, I think I've moved states, and I would like to release on the good feelings. Never done that before, so I'm trying to see what that's like.
Okay.
While they're here.
Let's try. So could you welcome whatever good feeling you are having this moment?
Yes.
And would you just notice how it feels? And is there any sense of wanting to hold on to it or keep it?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to hold on to it?
Yes.
And would you let go of that some more?
Yes.
And still some more.
Yes.
And would you notice what is beyond that good feeling?
Yes, I can't put it into words though. It feels kind of peaceful.
Good. And then would you notice that good feeling again?
Yes.
And would you allow it to expand?
Yes.
And would you allow it to expand some more?
Yes.
And still some more.
Yes.
And would you allow the peace and love and acceptance to melt as one? Notice how that is already you.
Yes.
And would you allow that good feeling just be?
Yes.
And is there still any wanting to hold on to it?
No.
Good. So would you just rest as that? It's the love and acceptance and peace.
Yes.
So how is it?
That was lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, it's lovely. And a brilliant way to end this call. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Been really lovely. And like I mentioned already, this is the last call before the summer break. So I will let you know on WhatsApp and Facebook when the break is over. But in the meantime, I wish you all very, very lovely time. Lots of peace and love and acceptance, and enjoy the summer, however it appears to be.
Thanks, Katja. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katja.
Thank you.
To everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Katja. Thank you.
Thank you. Really sorry about the banging. Have a great one, everybody. Have a wonderful summer, Katja.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise.
Thank you.
Bye.